Mm-hmm.
But you believe that the likes
fine.
were botted on that?
What?
You had said you thought the likes were botted on the content cop. Do you still believe that?
What? The likes were botted on the content cop?
The dislikes were botted. The dislikes, sorry. Yeah, you said it was brigaded and was botted. And it was unnatural, the dislikes on the video.
I don't really care about this. I don't know. I mean,
well,
I don't recall saying this, but I don't know why this is a major point of contention. All right, so you asked that question. Let's get back to some other definitions.
Hold on, let me finish, and then you can do your definition.
Okay.
Did you think it was?
Well, it's not my definition. I want to hear your definition.
That's fine. I'll answer how you like.
I hope you know that, like, you know, I don't know if you know this, but I didn't publish the content cop. iDubbbz did.
Yes, I know that, and I've addressed him thoroughly.
All right,
do you know that? Do you believe he should have included the context of the CPS call?
What?
What? You don't know what I'm talking about?
Wait, I'm a little confused. You are asking me.
Yes.
What my opinion is
on the video.
iDubbbz's content cop.
Correct. That's correct.
About the CPS? I don't know. Maybe. Sure. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I think it was more so about. Like your year-long conquest of deplatforming and also
right. Well, 90% of the clips were from the episode entitled "CPS Came to My House," Hassan. I don't know if you think that's an important detail. I sure do.
Ethan, I think you know my position on this,
Hassan.
as I've made it very clear. I think it's completely inappropriate to fucking call
No.
CPS.
That's obvious.
I'm
saying your friend Hassan you made a video with did a total fucking hit job. All right, go ahead. Ask me a question.
I don't have any, like...
Go ahead.
Hello, Draco. Hold on. All right, then.
Same people, ironically enough,
Hey, Dinky.
same communities. You and I know we've had these conversations in private before we, you know, stopped doing our podcast. And you know my position on this. I think it's completely.
Where am I wearing?
The same exact things that happened to you in this regard. I would never in a million years
ask me a question.
Sort of thing, and don't think it's appropriate.
Very good.
And I don't know why you think that I have anything to do with this.
Because you're not you're misrepresenting what I asked you. I didn't ask you, do you think it's okay that people called CPS? I asked that the video that you participated in, which was a total fucking hit job that used 90% of its clip from an episode of the podcast called CPS Got Called on Me and didn't even include
I am a little bit tired.
I think that's fair.
I think you should take this up with iDubbbz instead of me.
Okay, sure.
For the tears. The tears.
Yeah, I didn't make any of the editorial decisions in iDubbbz's content cop.
I'm asking what you.
I'm probably not gonna watch the whole thing, though. This is a long-ass debate between Hassan and Ethan.
Go ahead, ask me a question.
I'm sure it would have been. I'm sure that I'm sure that it would have been all right if he mentioned it.
It would have been all right.
I don't know why this is a major point of contention for you. I thought we were going to talk about Israel-Palestine.
We're talking about whatever we want to talk about. You had said that I have problems with your character. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, ask me a question.
But you having problems with my character.
Hassan, ask me a question. I'm going to move on to the next topic.
From you asking me about iDubbbz's editorial decisions in his content cop.
I'm asking.
Just the basic backstory is that Hassan and Ethan are. Hassan's a very popular Twitch political streamer. He's also a out-and-out Marxist-Leninist, and I mean that in the actual sense, not in the exaggerated sense. Like, he is a full-on Marxist-Leninist. And he's also a very, 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 very staunch supporter of Israel. Excuse me, not of Israel. The opposite. He's a staunch supporter of Palestine to the point where he effectively supports Hamas, the Houthis, and other terrorist organizations against Israel. And Ethan is a popular YouTuber who's not as doesn't really get too deep into the politics bit, but they once had a podcast together. Ethan is liberal, and is generally supportive of the Palestinians, but he makes the grave sin of actually not supporting supporting terrorism, particularly that involves the slaughter and rape of civilians. And he also generally believes in Israel's right to exist as a state, and so when October 7th happened, they had a falling out. Hassan basically threw Ethan under the bus, and they've been back and forth at each other's throats for the last 2 years, and is now coming to a head in this debate that happened. Was it 3 days ago? No, happened on Friday. No, that's right. It happened on Friday, where these two finally hashed it out with each other after not really speaking directly to each other in about 2 years. So that's the result of this. So a lot of it, the problem is that a lot of Hassan's orbiters, who are also very hardcore left wing, and also very hardcore pro-Palestine, have been dogging on Ethan ever since, because an added context, Ethan is Jewish, and his wife Hila was born and raised in Israel, and she served in the IDF as part of her mandatory conscription. And Hassan's followers have been having it out on Ethan ever since, to the point of them calling CPS on Ethan's family. And yeah, it's gotten pretty bad. It's gotten pretty bad, especially in the last 6 months or so. So yeah, that's all happening. What? My eek. So this is the debate. All right, I'll try to add more context if needed, but that's the gist of it. These two have had it out for each other. Yeah.
About your opinion on it. Go ahead, ask me a question.
Okay. So, do you believe that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza?
Yes.
Okay, great. Awesome. So you agree with with numerous human rights organizations, the UN?
I already said yes.
Okay, great. No, that's important. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I also agree on this. If you believe that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza, okay, do you feel like you have used your limited amount of time that you
Raymond, I'm actually shocked you don't know who Hassan is, but
have as a content creator speaking out against Israel doing a genocide on the Palestinian population living in the Gaza Strip?
Thank you for the 5 good memberships.
Or do you feel like most of your commentary on that issue has overwhelmingly been to rail against people that are doing that?
Sure.
Pro-Palestinian advocates that you feel like you've been wronged by, myself included.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but if you're pro-Palestine, it doesn't absolve you of criticism. That's something that you guys keep harping on.
Do I think my coverage? I don't think that's the case. I don't think that is the case.
Okay. Do you think my coverage has been totally balanced? I would say no. I've obviously given less time to the Palestinian perspective, and I think the reason for that is simply that.
No, not just the Palestinian perspective, Ethan. I think that rather than talking about that issue in and of itself, rather than talking about the genocide itself, every time you have
Hassan, I'm answering your question.
Every time you've talked about Israel-Palestine, it almost always revolved around.
I was going to tell you why. Do you want to
personal vendettas that you have experienced from content creators.
Okay. Would you like me to? You asked me a question, so I'm going to answer it. The reason for that being is that I feel like I'm responding to a lot of bullshit that's been passed my way ever since Leftovers ended, starting from you and your community. Now, that's my answer to that. Now, let me ask you about this. This sword has a Nazi swastika hilt.
Okay.
Do you disagree? What's funny about that?
I think it's funny because you've made this a major point of contention. That's why I think it's funny.
It's a swastika, is it not?
Yeah, it's a sword that is a bleach sword, as you know already, that has a hilt that has a Japanese manji sign on it. But yes, it does look like a swastika.
So what they're referencing, for those who don't know, is that if you guys don't know who iDubbbz is, I vaguely recall iDubbbz. He used to be like one of those edgy YouTubers from back in the day. He has since gone very woke. and he put out basically a hit piece on Hassan. Well, Ethan put out a content nuke on Hassan, basically outing Hassan as a full-on rape denier and terrorist supporter. But then Ian come out with his own hit piece against Ethan, and that's what they're citing here in response. Yeah.
Also noticed and have talked about on numerous occasions that you brought forward.
Yeah, of course you're conceding that because we fished this up.
When I made fun of, I believe it was Alexa that grabbed it, and I said, "Oh, you immediately go for the swastika one." Yeah, exactly. Do you think?
Anyway, my point is, Hassan, if I can continue, my point is that you knew it was a swastika sword. So why? What is the? So I mean, why did you guys choose to pose with this sword?
Ethan,
answer that. Why was the choice made for this sword?
I'm gonna gently explain this to you again. One, it's not a swastika, but regardless.
Do you think it looks like a swastika?
I did not make this editorial decision. I wasn't even.
Do you think it's reasonable to perceive that as a swastika?
Ethan,
answer the question. Is it reasonable to perceive that?
I don't think it was a deliberate decision that IDubbbz made, but I don't know.
Hassan, they're your swords, and according to the New York Times article, there was 10 options. So what's the chances that they chose the swastika one? That seems pretty slim.
Well,
you have 10 swords, don't you?
The week prior to that, I believe. I don't know the exact time. I don't really remember when they shot this, but.
All right, I actually think this whole thing about the sword is kind of a silly thing, so I'm skipping ahead. Ugh.
You know it's not a swastika, right? And I know you know it's not a swastika, but it is literally a swastika also. Because the difference between a swastika and that Hindu symbol is this. You see what I'm doing? This is the difference. If you ask a Hindu person, would they walk around with a swastika sign?
Wait, so you know?
No, they know that looks like a swastika.
Sword. So I'm a little confused.
Ask your Hindu friends if they would walk around with like a swastika.
Much ambiguity.
No, I think the issue at hand is the genocide.
Well, we seem to be coming at this from two different angles, which is great, right? So let me ask you this. Hold on, you said it's my turn to ask, so let me do that. Is it my turn to ask a question or what?
That there's a genocide. You already recognize that Israel is committing a genocide.
I can care about two things, Hassan. It's very important to acknowledge that.
Don't you think?
I can care about two things, my friend.
So this part is actually, this next part is more important, a little bit more relevant. This is about the whole Sabra tier list thing. If you don't know what that is, at TwitchCon, there's a Twitch streamer by the name of Frogan. She wears a hijab, but she was born and raised in Michigan, but we won't get into that. She's a moderator for Hassan's chat. She's also vehemently pro-Palestine, vehemently anti-Israel. I say she's anti-Israel, but she had this event at TwitchCon called the Sabra tier list, where her and a whole bunch of other equally minded Hassan orbiters tiered from allowing somebody to do like allow somebody to say Habibi, which means that they're going to say like, oh, you're straight up, you're Arab, or at least you're extreme, just like us, Arab. And then at the bottom tier, F tier, was like Sabra. There's a lot of bullshit that goes into this. Long story short, it really devolved into, it's not really just about like Sabra. If the F tier, it's clear to me that they're like mocking Jewish supporters of Israel, because they put Ethan Klein on the F tier, and then Frogan didn't mention Ben Shapiro in the event, but in the thumbnail she put in Ben Shapiro also on the F tier for some reason, even though they didn't actually have him on the tier during the event.
Really narrow framework,
very
surrounding
easy.
Your own personal feelings.
I'm not that smart, but I can care about two things.
Okay, no,
even if one is more urgent than the other.
You think your own personal feelings, born out of your misunderstandings, is more important?
Did I say that? I said one is more urgent than the other, referring to the genocide.
Oh, okay. So you recognize that
Hassan,
the genocide is a more urgent issue.
Please let me ask a question.
Almost all of your commentary surrounding this issue on talking about your own personal feelings and how you've been wronged by people.
Very good. Let me ask you. So you claimed on.
Wait, can you answer that question?
No, Hassan, you asked your question. It's my turn. I talked about how gracious you were, man. What happened?
Wait, but
I said you're so gracious. You're gonna let me ask you a question. What happened?
Does that make sense?
Don't make me take it back. All right, let me ask you a question. Hold on to that. Ask me after this. You defended Frogan's use of the Sabra tier list. What was your opinion on that?
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
I think that the Sabra hummus tier list is absolutely insane to consider anti-Semitic, and most people have already laughed about it, despite the fact that it was very damaging in terms of deplatforming a bunch of content creators that participated in this, egged on by yourself, by the way.
Yes. With pleasure.
And it's not.
Eventually, after enough outcry where people were calling the bullshit out, Twitch finally Oh yeah, that's the other thing that they're going to talk about. Twitch finally put in 30-day bans on the perpetrators of that tier list, so Frogan and whatnot. And also the other issue is that this blew up into like mainstream normie news, was the whole thing about Twitch basically having banned people from Israel from creating new accounts on Twitch, and basically allowing Hassan to straight up display literal terrorist propaganda videos, even though that's clearly and blatantly against TOS, and nothing ever happens to them.
It's insane.
Even remotely.
Okay.
It's not even remotely anti-Semitic.
Very
it's
good.
Like,
Let me ask you a
the
question.
cracker ban that Twitch capitulated on.
So let me follow up with this. Have you seen the thumbnail?
The thumbnail?
Yes, that's what I said. This
For
is the
what?
thumbnail.
So there's the
that's still up. Now,
thumbnail.
let me ask you this, Hassan. Here's Rogan's thumbnail for the Sabra hummus tier list. In the F tier is me and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is not in the tier list. He has never explored or used. Why do you think Ben Shapiro is on the F tier?
Ethan?
Whoa, answer the
You through this
question.
again.
What you're dodging?
I'm not iDubbbz. And
Oh,
I'm
but
not
you
Rogan.
can't make value judgments suddenly on your friends who you've spent all this time defending.
No, because I don't care.
Well, I do.
I don't. Like,
I think it's great you don't care. Why is Ben Shapiro there?
I don't know. I don't care. Probably because he's also
Because
a
he's
massive
Jewish?
fucking. What?
Because it's the most
he's Jewish?
most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube.
Do you think Ben Shapiro's Judaism is the reason as to why he would be on this?
100% without a doubt, yes.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Hold
go ahead,
on.
take your time. I know it's a lot to process.
Okay.
Yeah, Raymond, the whole thing, the problem is, Raymond, the whole Israel-Palestine is like, it's like ancillary to this, like, beef. Because the reason I say this is because they've been at each other's throats with a lot of the, like, back and forth drama. But it all started with October 7th and then basically, like, splitting apart because of October 7th and and what's been happening since then.
Yeah, this is a lot to process.
Yeah, I know, man. It's tough. You really don't know what to say because it looks pretty bad.
No, because it's so fucking stupid.
Well, tell me then.
You look kind of
So
dumb
why
right
is Ben
now.
there?
You look kind of insane.
Okay, very good.
That's
Why is
why
Ben
I'm having
there?
a hard time. Like, I don't know why fucking Frogan made this thumbnail. And
Why
I
is
don't
Ben
care.
there?
I don't have any issue with this thumbnail.
Why is Ben there?
Because he's a prominent defender of Israel.
You're quick to say that Jews aren't the only Zionists, right? So why is Ben Shapiro, of all the people in the world who are conservatives, who are Zionists, Christian Zionists, why Ben Shapiro? Me and Ben Shapiro in F tier, the two most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube? That's a coincidence just like the swastika, huh?
Ethan,
These are two cosmic coincidences.
Ethan,
It's really stacking up.
The tier list that you're talking about, first of all, the tier list that we're talking about was literally designed by a Jewish content creator who you advocated to ban, and he got banned.
Very good, and I'm glad he did. He definitely deserved it.
Jew. You called him a token
And
Jew.
I still stand by that. The man is just fucking. Yeah.
So you get to draw swastikas on PewDiePie, but Rafi can't say that there's a tier list here where Sabra
This is
Hummus
Frogan's tier list. This is her.
the lowest. The Sabra Hummus, liking Sabra Hummus is the lowest tier.
Ben Shapiro.
And the highest tier is being able to get a Habibi pass. You, as a Jew, get to determine what other Jews are able to do. You're the Pope of the Jews.
I'm not determining what they can do, but this is Frogan's bit. This is her stage. This is her bit. I mean, you can say that the Jewish dude is the fall guy and did everything, but that's not true.
So you get to draw swastikas, but Rafi can't even say Sabra Hummus is dog shit.
He can say whatever he wants. I'm not criticizing. By the way, you think that my criticism is that he doesn't like Sabra Hummus? Are you being serious right now? By the way, is that a beef? Hold on, what are you drinking?
It's a Dr. Pepper cream
Isn't that
soda.
Who owns that?
I don't know, but it's not on the BDS.
Are you sure?
BDS list.
We'll double check.
Yes, I'm 100% sure.
Okay, we'll double check that. It's not about Sabra Hummus, and like let's not be obtuse.
Actually, the BDS
Why am I watching
like,
this?
You've been you consistently talk about,
because it's interesting.
You consistently talk about Diet Coke or whatever.
Because I don't, you know what?
Came up and said, stop drinking Diet Coke. It was not on the
for one reason or another, I find it interesting. Number one, number two, this is heavily like politics adjacent, and so that's why I don't want to put it on the main channel.
On the list.
Coke.
Yes, it was put on the list, and I stopped purchasing Coke, and I stopped drinking Diet Coke.
You said, you know what's funny? You told her.
I think it's like.
You remember what you told her, son?
You
remember what you told her? You said, "I'll just put it in a cup."
Yeah, no, I was joking with her because I thought that it was a ridiculous request at the time because it wasn't on the Palestinian National Committee's official boycott, divestment, and sanctions list, Ethan.
Okay. It's not about Sabra Hummus, just so you know. Like, let's not be silly.
Wait, what is it about?
It's about what's Sabra means a Jew born in Israel. It's an Israeli company. Everybody knows it's like considered like Israeli hummus. It's been on the BDS list. Everybody knows.
I love the do Oblivion.
Sabra hummus, right? Nobody. Yeah, I don't like Sabra hummus either. We're not talking about hummus. What I don't like is anti-Semitism perpetuated by your friends and swept by you. Now, why is Ben Shapiro on the F tier? That's a cosmic coincidence. Okay, let's move on. Very good.
Ethan,
go ahead. Next question.
I'm not Frogan,
I know
and I don't know
I know.
why.
How can I make value judgments on my friends I've been defending for 2 years?
Also,
who can say?
There is a tier list in front of me, and it seems like a bunch of people, both
Ben
Jewish
Shapiro and me are in the
non-Jewish
F tier.
on the Loves Sabra tier list.
You're looking at the end. I'm looking at the thumbnail, bro. I'm talking about the thumbnail.
I know, but I first of all, again, I'm making inferences about editorial decisions that other people have made. I'm just simply speculating at this point.
Sure.
But you know, it's a.
Are you not embarrassed by this
joke.
armpit hair? It's so cringy, bro. It's like so weird.
I don't know why you
Glad changed
decided to
on
talk
a
about
separate
that.
note.
That's
What?
weird.
I find it just so weird and bizarre that this was your
It's
thumbnail
stop-
for so long.
so
Also,
I
ironically
stop
wearing a Rolex hat,
talking
which is
about
like
that.
probably the symbol of capitalist excess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got personal positions that you have explained to people that come across like you're using anti-Semitism as a shield to deflect criticisms against Israel.
All right, let's go. I think this one is far more interesting about Hassan accusing Ethan of working with the ADL, which is honestly a common anti-Semitic trope that any criticism coming from Jewish people is like they're like working together or collaborating with the Anti-Defamation League.
Do you think it's appropriate to accuse? Do you think it's appropriate to accuse any Jewish person you disagree with of working with the ADL?
No.
Here, for example, is someone using it anti-Semitically.
You're saying that Ethan Klein and ADL in unison.
Hassan, let me finish. You're getting ahead of yourself, buddy.
Yes, I do. I do think that that's
You're getting ahead of
valid
yourself,
thing
man.
that's a valid thing to not only speculate, but also I stand on that for sure.
Hassan, I'm getting there. You're getting ahead of yourself, buddy. Here's an example of it being used in an anti-Semitic way. I'm sure you'll agree. Timeline on that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I heard you.
Who is this? What is this?
This is your fan who ran up on me on Rodeo.
Who the fuck is this guy? My fan?
Yeah.
This.
You remember?
Wait, is this the?
Oh,
Is this
wait,
the guy?
yeah, you remember.
Wait. No, this is the guy that you claimed was my fan, right? He was calling me the fucking.
I mean, there's a clip of being like, "Yo, I love this dude." Anyway, who cares if he's your fan or not?
No.
The point is,
Hold on.
No,
You brought this dude
it doesn't
up.
matter.
And
I'm
I
showing
believe
him
this
as
is
an
not the first
example
time you
of
brought
you.
this dude up. It does matter.
Okay, fine. He's not a fan. I don't care.
You brought him up. Wait, what do you mean you don't care?
If I brought him up, Hassan, if I brought him up, let me finish my point.
He's not a fan of mine.
Save
Why
it.
did you make it seem like that person
Hassan,
was a fan of mine then?
Let me get to there, okay? You asked me.
No,
It's my turn to ask a question. Just because I brought him up doesn't give you the space to interject.
Is it because he rolled up to me
Let
and
me
tried to
finish.
fucking clout farm? Is that why?
Yes.
At
Okay,
the
thank you very
encampment where I
much.
was very clearly disturbed by his presence.
Hassan,
Is
I
that
think
why?
you know where I'm going, and I think you're scared.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Ethan,
let me.
can you answer the question?
let me-
Why did you falsely claim that this fucking
Because it's
random
on
dude
video
who
saying
does
he
not
loves you,
like
that you're
me
his favorite
is a
person in the
fan
world.
of
What do you
mine? Didn't you use? Wait,
All right, Hassan,
didn't
here you go.
Okay, maybe watching this was a mistake.
Oh, buddy.
him approaching
Here we
you?
go. You wanted it. I got it.
Approaching you.
I'm so
I
sorry.
love you.
I'm so sorry. I love you.
I love you, bro.
You're like my hero.
You're the GOAT.
You're the coolest guy in the world, bro.
Wow, how crazy. I'm fucking. Is this another hysterical delusion?
Yes, it is, and I'm gonna explain to you exactly why. Because
Wow,
we spent
dude,
a
I
good
love
deal
you.
of
You're the GOAT, bro.
We spent a good deal of our time in the encampment. If you watch the unedited full live stream, we spent a good deal of the
I've seen it.
entirety of the encampment running away from him because he kept
listen.
trying to ask me dumbass fucking questions.
Okay, but that's
for
got
his
nothing to do with
own
he's a fan.
Dumbass,
Listen,
for his own
Hassan,
dumbass
please.
podcast.
You're derailing this, and I need to.
I'm
make
not derailing it.
You
It's not called
absolutely
derailing
are.
when I'm telling you I was there and I'm telling you
Okay,
the situation.
very good.
You are nefariously making it.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna let them finish this point with the ADL, and I think I'm actually just gonna stop and we're just gonna play some Oblivion.
Seem as though this person is a massive
Do I
fan
need
of
to
mine.
play the
You were
clip
just
again?
trying to cloud chase.
I'll play it again. You know, fuck.
You can play that clip again.
Oh my God.
Bro, I
I love you.
subtitles.
Can I give you a hug?
Can you play the clip where he openly admits he doesn't know who I am and asks people around? Because that also
You're my hero, bro. I love
You're
you.
the coolest guy in the
You're the
world.
coolest guy in the world.
Hold on, I think I look gay now.
I think I look gay in that one.
3, 2,
Ethan,
1.
Yes, sir.
Ethan.
You okay?
If you think he was a fan of mine, why'd you call him a Sneeko fan when you interviewed him?
Because he's both. I mean, surely there's crossover.
There's a crossover.
Do I need to play the video again?
Okay,
I'll
well,
do it again. Fuck it.
my
Yeah.
producer
I'll
and my
play it
camera
again.
op, March. My producer and my camera op, March,
I'm so
was
sweaty, bro.
there.
I'm so sorry.
And he's in the chat right now.
You're like you're my hero, bro. I love you, bro. You're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay.
Listen, he might not be a fan, but you can't accuse me of being delusional for saying that.
You are delusional.
Okay, very good. I'm delusional. Let me get to my point, please. So I'm not even asking you to endorse this guy. I'm just simply showing you.
I don't endorse him.
I know you
He's
don't.
not a fan of mine. So why did you claim that he was a fan of mine? Because he
I'll play
fucking
it
clout
again.
chased.
I mean, I feel like we're running in
He was
circles.
clout
I'll play
chasing
the
in a
clip
fucking
again.
Palestinian encampment? That's why? That's all it takes for you?
No, it was when he said, "You're the GOAT. You're my hero. I love you."
He didn't know who I was. He was just saying that so he could fucking ask for
He
an
literally
interview for his
recognized
podcast,
you.
for his POA podcast.
Okay, who cares? I don't care. So let me move
Now
on.
you don't
Do you
care.
want to talk about this for
It
2
seems
hours, or do you want to actually have a conversation?
Wait, well, hold on. You can't just say you don't care all of a sudden when you look like a fucking asshole for falsely claiming that some random
I'll play
person
it
who
again.
stalked you is a fan of mine. You said
I heard
he
you
was
talk
a fan of mine in, I believe,
Okay, I
in one
lied.
of your
Yeah,
videos.
I lied
You
about
said
him
he was
being a
a fan of mine,
fan.
and I was sending harassment
I
your way.
concede. Yes, very
Don't
good.
you think that's a big point of contention? Don't you feel like
I
it's a big point of
concede.
contention?
I concede. I want to show you an example of.
Do you see my side of this though?
I think
Because like
no.
a
You're being
random
dishonest.
a random Sneeko fan comes up to me,
Random
wants
Hassan
the
fan
clout
comes
chase,
up to you.
and you wants the clout chase, and you turn around and you say that he is a fan of mine to prove a point, to make a false point to imply that I'm sending people to harass you.
That's
you
not what I
feel like
implied.
that's appropriate?
That's a total lie. I have never accused you of anything of the sort. That is an
So
outright
you
horrific.
did not imply that this person
bad
that was a
fake
fan
lie.
of mine
Yes,
was
I did.
actually harassing you.
Yes. Now, that's a big logical leap on from he's a fan of yours to you're sending people to harass me. That's fucking...
Yeah, all right. Yeah, fuck it. We're changing this. I'm done. I'm done. I don't know what I was thinking. Oblivion. I'm changing the title of this. Shiver. Isles. DLC. There you go. All right. Look. Long story short, Hassan sucks. Ethan rolled him, and that's all you got. That's all you need to know. Yeah, Hassan is a terrible person. And let's go meet the Prince of Madness. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm invisible, it's because I have a chameleon ring on Ring of the Khajiit. Yeah, and that was at the tail end of it, Reaper. Look at my yeek. Hi, baby. Boy. Look at him. Look at him. Asking for the scritches. Uh-oh. You used to be a model, like, 7 years ago when you were 17. Wait. Oh, you're the other. Wait, you're the other Deadpool. Holy shit. What's up, man? Yeah, it's been 7 years. I graduated high school and became a baller. Like, I don't even know what that means. Does that mean you actually are playing basketball professionally? You're in college? Or you're working a full-time job and making bank? I don't know what that means. It can mean so many different things right now. You're from South Africa. We don't do basketball. Ah, gotcha. I I don't think I ever knew that you were from South Africa. I thought you were from the States. He's T-posing. What? Thanks. Yeah, well, I'm barely touching the gaming channel though. I really want to change that. I mean all my other channel because I've been getting more success there. Well, not anymore. I've been at a plateau for like over a year now. Actually, probably 2 years. We're almost 2 years now. I've been at a plateau in terms of my growth. True. I could go full e-girl. I could do that. I'm going the wrong way. Oh. I could also go VTuber. True. But male VTubers don't get anywhere. I have to be a cute anime girl or something like that. And change the pitch of my my voice. Using like voice mod or something. Do you like Joel? I don't know who Joel is. Hi. I mean, yeah, there's Rev. No, unless I lost Archer October of 23 and I lost Winston this past December. So it's pretty recent. I got my Eek February of 24, or no, I'm sorry, January of 24. And then I got Serana, who's somewhere. Oh, she's right there, right behind me. I got Serana February of this year. My baby boy. Thank you, Jessa. Oh, this guy hates cats. I am. Aethel. Yeah, I've heard of Aethel too. So I never actually finished the Shivering Isles DLC. It was around when I was in the middle of this DLC that I basically quit Oblivion. Ultimately, I only really played through the main quest line and maybe a handful of the side quests, and that's about it. So the vast majority of Oblivion is pretty new to me. Yes, Jassa, that's Dragonborn DLC took place on an island. Oh, you guys can't even. Oh, you guys can't hear it. Oh, my bad. Hold on. There you go. Whoops.
A new arrival! Shame about my gatekeeper. I'm so happy I could just tear out your intestines and strangle you with them. I suppose an introduction is in order. I'm Sheogorath, Prince of Madness, and other things. I'm not talking about them. You've probably figured that out by now. Let's hope so, or we're in real trouble. And out come the intestines, and I skip rope with them. But perhaps now's not the time. You've made it this far, farther than anyone else. Well done. Take this trinket of mine. Perhaps it will serve you well, or look lovely on your corpse.
Thanks.
I've been waiting for you, or someone like you, or someone other than you for some time. I need a champion, and you've got the job. Time to save the realm, rescue the damsel, slay the beast, or die trying.
Are y'all able to hear it now pretty okay, or what?
A change is coming. Everything changes, even Daedric princes, especially Daedric princes.
All right, I turned it up a bit more.
Daedra are the embodiment of change and permanency. I'm no different, except in the ways that I am. The Grey March is coming, and you're going to stop it.
What's the Grey March?
Details aren't important, at least not right now. Eternity is on a rather tight deadline. We'll get back to that later. Now, you run an errand for me. An important one, of course. Yeah. Anything I tell you to do is important. My realm, my rules.
Naturally.
You're going to Zedilian, one of my favorite spots in the Isles. It's a little place I used to take care of unwanted visitors. And some are more unwanted than others.
Uh-huh.
The gatekeeper takes care of most of the unwanted, but he's dead. We'll have to remedy that soon as well. Anyway, there are those that have other ways into my realm, and they're on the move. We don't want them here, trust me. So, you're going to get Zedilian up and running. Here's a little book to tell you how. And the Attenuator of Judgment. You'll need that too. Of course, you can always get more details from Haskell. He's a detail-oriented type of person. A big help. And a snappy dresser. Now, get going, before I change my mind. Or my mind changes me.
Isles is proper grammar.
Really, no need to trouble yourself with the details of that now. It would just cloud your little mind. What is important is getting to Zedilian. Quickly! Before I get bored. Oh, you wouldn't like me when I'm bored.
Oh boy. What are my thoughts? All right. Here are my bare bones thoughts. I don't think there's a genocide happening because it's not really a genocide. Just because there's a lot of civilian deaths does not make it a genocide. Number two, that doesn't absolve Israel of certain aspects of their conduct. Israel can be criticized for how they're conducting the war without it going so far as to calling it a genocide. Three, whatever you feel about the Palestinians how they're being treated for the last 75 years, that doesn't justify what Hamas did on October 7th. It doesn't justify all the wild shit that Palestinian terrorists have done over the last 70 years. And that includes, like, looking away or trying to downplay, like, rape and mass slaughter, intentional slaughter of civilians. Also, Hassan is a fucking psychotic Marxist-Leninist who absolutely is of the mind that civilian deaths are perfectly justified if the cost is just enough. And that includes, like, intentionally targeting civilians, because the vast majority of Marxist-Leninist hardcore Palestinian supporters, they think everybody in Israel, civilian or military, is a valid target. Nobody is. They're all occupiers. They're all occupiers according to them. So they're all free. There's totally free reign. Ethan has probably tried to thread the needle on support for the Palestinians further in the sense of where I would go in some instances, further past beyond where I would go, while also saying, hey, you know, Israel as a state, you know, has a right to exist, and it just needs to be, a solution needs to be worked out with that existence in mind. But according to Hassan and his fan base, that's going too far. Israel, as it is, needs to be obliterated, and either it should be one singular Palestinian majority state, with, you know, including the West Bank and Gaza Strip, or nothing. And that's what it is. So fuck Hassan. That's all I got to say with that one. Fucking commie.
New Sheath.
No, of course not, Erica.
Places that aren't my home. The current location is much better than some of the prior ones, don't you think?
Well, the problem, the thing is, Erica, the problem that I have is that, and I've told this to Raymond, Hassan is absolutely a tanky Marxist-Leninist, a hardcore. Even though he enjoys all the fruits of capitalism with the way he dresses and all the consumerist aspects that he has, he absolutely advocates for a violent revolution. He's a full-on tanky. America bad. No matter what happens, America bad. He always takes the anti-American side. Hence his antithesis for Israel. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I also told this to Raymond. If you only take one side's version of the history, you can easily create a narrative that may not necessarily be false, but it could be so selective that you can turn the Palestinians and the Arab states into fucking monsters, or you could do the opposite, where you could take the Israelis and the Zionists as fucking monsters. That the whole Israel-Palestine thing is such an unbelievably complex matter and complex history that yeah. That's the sad part of it.
Yes? Speaking to me? Well, I'm he. He's me. And others as well. Or they were, weren't they? The Isles. The Isles! A wonderful place. Except when it's horrible. Then it's horribly wonderful. Good for a visit. Or for an eternity.
Gotcha.
A little busy here. I'm trying to decide what to... Talk to Haskell if you need more information. He's got more brains than a brain pie. Oh, brain pie. Perfect. Care to donate?
Raymond, that is a fucking anti-Semitic trope of sticking a bunch of Polish into the desert. I mean, you might as well say they send all the Israelis back to Brooklyn, even though you know that the vast majority of Israelis in Israel are all Mizrahi. They're not from Brooklyn. But go off, King. I'm sure he is.
You can go now. Run along. Scoot.
How may I serve?
Uh-huh. Let me think. Hold on. I gotta think of a something suicide bombing joke or something. I don't know. I got nothing right now. Wait, I thought it was... Who am I talking to? Oh, duh. I was supposed to talk to him, like, right next to him. Oh, by the way, guys, you can't, you guys can't hear, like, when I'm talking, you guys can't hear the, like, the AC in the background, can you? There's, like, no humming or anything like that you can hear? Alright, perfect. Then the NVIDIA noise suppression is working as intended. Who the fuck are you two? Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong place. No, it's okay, Erica. It's fine. We can still talk about it. I'm just not gonna play that video anymore.
The Mad God has given you a task. Surely someone of your copious talent should be able to handle it. He is the prince. The Shivering Isles is... Yes, quite an amazing place, really. Wonderful for relieving one's tension as you watch those troublesome adventurers suffer. No offense. I'd say your next move is to head... Yes? Ah, silly me.
Oh my god.
The book has no pictures. Can't really expect you to read that now, can I? To reactivate Zedillion for my lord's pleasure, you'll need to find 3 focus crystals and return them to their resting place. Each crystal has a matching receptacle called a judgment nexus.
No, they're absolutely not, they are absolutely not a good introduction to Israel-Palestine. No, whatsoever.
Cannot be restored. I'd suggest you make haste. You have the attenuator. Place 1 foot in front of...
Jassa, you're asking the wrong person. Talk to somebody at Bethesda for that.
Over here. I need to talk to you. It's important.
Who the
I
hell?
have a proposition for you. Best not to talk about it here. Meet me at the sewer grate, northeast of the Sher Gorath statue. Come after dark. Come alone.
Okay. See ya, Jessa. Jumping, jumping, jumping. Let's improve my acrobatics. See how high I can jump. Hi, Serana. Uh-oh. What's this? Chest? It is. Ha! See you later, Endless. Finally, getting some lockpicks. I've run out. Ah! I don't know how to do that. Hey guys, what's up? Oh shit. Dang it. Hmm. Ow. Come on. Easy peasy. Nope. Yay. Huh. Nocturne.
Lord Sheogorath has sent someone to assist me.
I'm pretty sure,
Must get into my professional tone. Welcome to Zidillion. I'm the dungeon caretaker, Killaban Nirendil.
Fallout 3 Remaster has already been kind of spoiled already, so it's happening.
Engineering, is it not? Zidillion is the ultimate test of mettle for the foolhardy adventurer that dares trespass into the Shivering Isles. What they don't know is that they're being drawn to their doom, courtesy of the Resonator of Judgment. Ever since that wretched gatekeeper was made, Zidillion became redundant. It fell into disrepair and was eventually all but forgotten. After only a few years passed, the Grummites began moving in. Ghastly things. They mistook this rendered the Resonator inert and Zidillion completely useless. Luckily, you came along and placed Zidillion back into operation. Yes, I tend to ramble. You'll have to forgive me. If you have the attenuator, then Sheogorath must have sent you. Zidillion would normally have sent you back to the entrance when you stepped on the pad in the Resonator chamber. Since you're up here, I can only surmise that adventurers are already entering the dungeon as we speak.
Oh, yay.
I'm afraid until the adventurers are dealt with...
Oh my god.
To put it bluntly, you're stuck here for the moment. The only thing we can do is let the adventurers complete a cycle through here. I'd be glad to help. I assume Sheogorath gave you the manual of Zidillion. You can consult it for more information, or I can provide instructions. I will be happy to describe each chamber as the adventurers make their way through Zidillion's chambers. They will encounter. All you need to do is decide what becomes of the adventurers. Will you drive them
my god.
insane, or will you
Oh, I forgot about this part. Ugh.
The dead will be disposed of, have no fear. That's my job. Those that are lucky enough to merely go insane will be granted a place in the Shivering Isles as a permanent resident. You'll know you're done when they lie dead on the ground, or they are out of their minds. Of course, simple. Wait, and if they survived, they will. It's really quite. Each chamber presents two options. When you push the appropriate button, an event will unfold for the adventurers to experience. One is physically harmful, usually lethal traps or creatures, something relished by the residents of Dementia. The other choice is more mental. They are designed to make the adventurers lose their grip on reality, much like the residents of Mania. Of course, the introduction of spore gas with the Mania choices helps as well. As you would. This first chamber is the Chamber of the Gnarl. At the touch of a button, you can cause a large group of tiny gnarls to appear and attack the adventurers. Or, if you're feeling merciful, we can have the group terrorized by a seemingly lowly gnarl that instantly grows to twice their size. The hallucinogenic spore gas we release into the chamber will, don't worry, its bark is... The resonator works by drawing adventurers to itself with a sort of magic. Sheogorath uses the resonator to find the cream of the crop, as he calls them, the best of the worst to populate the Isles. Quite clever, eh?
Sure.
So good to be back in business.
Now keep your weapons ready and watch your backs. Do what I say, and we might just get out of here alive. What in Oblivion is that thing?
This is one of the horrid guardians of which the stories spoke?
What a joke. Let's be rid of this thing and continue on our way.
Wait just a moment. What's
Uh-oh.
that sound?
Prepare yourselves for battle.
Ha! Dumbasses.
For you.
What twisted minds spawned these beasts?
Frank me, will you?
I'll cut you limb by limb.
Ah, take that!
Frank me, will you?
What kind of nefarious sorcery is this?
Frank me, will you?
Oh, one's dead.
Frank me, will you? Damn it. Lewin deserved better than this, and I'm responsible. Someone will pay dearly, I assure you.
There's nothing to be done here. We must press on. Only what can I say? You're doing quite well so far. Keep it up.
All right. Next. What? Oh my god. Oh my god, they're stuck. They won't come back down. The NPCs won't come down here. Thank you, Bethesda. Oblivion truly is the game of our time. Come on!
What can I assist you with? The second chamber of Zedilian is the Chamber of Avarice. The adventurers will have to overcome their feeling. You may choose to spring a fire trap and go, or you can fill the chamber with hundreds. You're doing quite well so far. Keep it up.
Yep, they're still hanging out there. I guess this will be a perfect time to just stop. I'll just go ahead and save it right here. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. Either I reload a save or just wait an hour for them to reset. It'll probably fix it. But I'm gonna stop here. I can't believe I streamed the whole weekend. At least, you know, once every day. But all right. Yeah, I'm just gonna be playing Oblivion from pretty much from now until Doom, the Dark Ages drops in a couple weeks. So it is what it is. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate y'all. And I'll see y'all next time, okay? All right. Thanks, guys. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Hi, baby. You're my baby girl. All right, she's a baby girl. All right, bye, guys. See ya.